Bill Burr has learned about deathbed stories. I'm interested. Let's tune in. Let's see what's going on.
There's 2 deathbed stories that I heard. All right, one of them was, should I tell the sad one or the cool one first?
It's up to you.
Okay, I'll tell the cool one first.
Okay.
We'll end in the dark place. So I remember hearing Lou Reed, when Lou Reed was on his deathbed, he was just sitting there relaxed, smiling with this look of like wonderment, like enjoying this, your last experience.
Yeah.
I'm going to experience death. And he was open to it and had like a little smile on his face. And it's just like, okay, that's how I would like to go out. Not being like, oh fuck.
Wait, press pause.
And then there was another.
This is the cool one or the sad one first?
What you said, the cool one?
He said there's gonna be a cool one or a sad one first.
Oh, I don't know. I thought you just said.
We'll find out.
I almost don't even want to say the fucking name. I'm not even gonna. It was this famous guy, and he was a child star, and I don't think he ever got past that, the ups and downs of I was here and now I'm only here, but he's still like doing these huge shows, but he's not as big as he was. And his final words were so much wasted time. And if you look at his career, it wasn't. He worked his ass off, but then that's what scares the shit out of me. I'm like, so much wasted time, dude. You played fucking theaters for 40 years, selling out and made millions of dollars, and you came out the other side of that saying so much wasted time. So that's kind of making me look at like, it's this weird sort of thing with what we do. Like, oh, it's exciting and stuff, but you kind of also sit back like, all right, well, I'm doing, if I do that too much and something else suffers, or did I take the time, like, I have a pool, I'm never in it. So it's just this expensive puddle. Like, what am I doing with this fucking thing?
And it's someone comes over to maintain your puddle.
Dude, and that was the dream. I remember living in fucking New York, no air conditioning. It's like someday I'm gonna get a fucking house, and I'm gonna.
That's a fact. Living in New York, no air conditioning.
You know what's interesting about the so much wasted time shit? Damn, this kind of sucks, but no matter what, you always gonna live in hindsight. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're in a certain spot, like. I feel like I wasted a lot of time when I was 14, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But it's all the perspective, I think. It's like when someone that's 50 years old could be looking at me like, yo, you got so much time. But I'll like look at some shit I did when I was like 14 and be like, damn, man, I could have did something else or da-da-da, But like, I don't know. I feel like that's like, I don't know, man. I feel like that's kind of looking at the glass half empty a little bit, Right. But I don't know. It's I don't know. It just made me think like, damn, like. But at the same time, it's like you really do have to take advantage of like the time that you have now.
No, that's a fact. Sure.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like that shit kind of resonated with me a little bit. It's kind of weird.
Fucking pool on a goddamn day like this, I'm gonna fucking jump into that thing. And and on hot days like that, I'm not. I'm fucking sitting in my office, working. But there's something to be said about that because that's what you're supposed to do as a dad and everything. But then, there's also that other thing. It's like if you work too much, do you end up being that guy laying there?
You probably will.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jim. The thing about those guys, well, if you work too much, I'm saying, I think those guys that's so much wasted time, guys. They also. It's very difficult when you're in a competitive business like show business to pay attention to just yourself and just like enjoy your experience and be in the moment. Everybody is looking at themselves through the eyes of the success of other people. Like I remember when I was on news radio, the staff, everybody, the crew, the cast rather, everybody else besides me had a background in show business. All I had to do, I only had a background in stand-up. Right. I'd never taken acting classes other than a few private classes they made me take when they gave me a development deal. So I didn't understand the culture of acting. Mm-hmm. And I remember I was on the set and they would read Variety or they would read, whatever those show, Hollywood Reporter. Mm-hmm. And they would read about people getting deals. And they would read about how well Friends was doing and how well this is doing. And they get so fucking mad. And I would go, why are you reading that? Like you're reading the devil's rag. I go, you guys are upset. I go, last time I checked, I'm on fucking TV.
I know.
I'm a 27-year-old kid, and I'm on TV.
Maybe because that was such a well-written, well-respected show that didn't get quite the shine that it should have. I felt because that was a really, really, really good show with like a ridiculous level, talented cast, and there's always those things. But that's something you have to learn in this business. That you just have to accept that, like, you know, I equate a lot of things to like music. That, you know, you'll have like some pop star, you know, some young, you know, guy or girl's gonna come out, prime of their life, good looking, singing some, you know, bubblegum shit, is always gonna sell more than this other thing, and you just have to, you gotta be okay with that.
Yeah,
that's probably.
Because it's like
you want to.
I think that's why so much people in our society so depressed these days, because like, you know, somebody will be like 19 and they'll see like some 15-year-old like singer and like living the time of their life and singing whatever they singing, or, you know, it's always somebody on social media be like, yo, I'm 14 and I just bought my first house. What the fuck you doing with your life? You know what I'm saying? So like, I think that
working at McDonald's.
you flipping burgers, like, damn, son.
That's when you get out of college, you're not doing what you're not supposed to do.
Yeah, exactly. And then people who people who go into college and then people who graduate college and they doing a profession they don't really like, but they making the money, you know what I'm saying? And then they looking at somebody who did it, and then that person's a fucking millionaire out of nowhere. It's kind of, you know, it's kind of I don't know the word I'm looking for, but it's just a terrible feeling, man. Like, you know, but like, do you think that people like, how you think somebody can fix that? You think people should stop focusing so much on other people's lives?
It's, on social media, that social media shit, bro, you gotta get off that shit, because most people on social media are only putting their best
self,
on there. They're not putting their worst moments. They're not putting what they're going through. You rarely see somebody on social media like, damn, I'm fucked up, mad, broke right now. If they broke, they're gonna still post their best looking picture. They're gonna post their most expensive thing they got, and you don't even know if they're living like that or not, to be honest. So you gotta focus on and know that social media is basically a front, like, and focus on yourself, because at the end of the day, you're not gonna have somebody else's path. If somebody got famous at 14, that doesn't mean that you're gonna be a failure for the rest of your fucking life. Like, Samuel Jackson got into his stride at what, like 39, 40?
Yeah.
And started acting super old. You got people that start their careers old. I'm not even gonna say old, but at an later time in their life. Yeah. You know, like how we start, and even us, we're young, but still, like, you have YouTubers that fucking blow up at like 12 years old, bro. You can't focus on that, because at the end of the day, you focusing on that, that's just gonna hold you back. And it's not gonna like make you any better. So if you got some talent, bro, you just gotta put it out to the world, and people gonna like you. If they like you, they like you. If they don't, they don't.
Yeah, focus on yourself.
Focus on yourself, period.
You gotta go do that bubblegum shit. And if you don't want to do that, don't fucking sit there and look at it and be upset.
Comparison is a thief of joy. It's a famous quote, but it's an awesome one. It really is. You can't.
I've heard that for a while.
Yeah, a lot of people do. Especially show business. In show business, that's a common thing amongst comics. It's you would see it, this gleam of jealousy. But I think also a part of there's good aspects of jealousy, and that you can feel bad that you're not getting something that other people are getting, and then it makes you work harder. But then once you've achieved like a level of success where it's measurable, like where you're like, hey, look, you're paying your bills, you're going and you're doing shows, and people are coming to see you, like, you're doing great. Just concentrate on the work, then concentrate on the work. Don't concentrate on being at your best. Don't concentrate on how well this guy is doing and how well that. I remember when Dane Cook was killing it. There were so many haters. And not just because of all the real reasons to be a hater, but also just because of his success was so astronomical. I remember people would just fume thinking about Dane Cook selling out arenas. It would drive them crazy. And I remember thinking, like, just concentrate on getting better. Catch new episodes of the Joe Rogan Experience for free, only on Spotify.
That reminded me of the Kevin Hart situation. When Kevin Hart was, like, super hot, and everybody was like, oh, he ain't even that funny. He's whack, he's trash. It's like, bro, like,
It's funny. People were actually coming at me in the comments because I was saying that we did a Kevin Hart reaction like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, yo, I think people that hate on Kevin Hart, people who don't like Kevin Hart, haters, because to say that the man is not funny, that's absurd to me. Now you can say that he's not as good as he used to be. That's fair. You know what I'm saying? And I agree. Like Kevin Hart, compared to 2009 to like 2014ish, I think that was his prime. And right now he's not the same as he used to be. But to say that he's not funny, I just can't agree with that.
I don't know. I feel like you can. You can say he's not funny.
He's not funny at all.
You can say he's not funny because everybody's humor is different. Like I don't find a lot of comedians.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Like and they like the biggest stars, and I'm like, it's not really mine.
So you think Kevin Hart's not funny?
Kevin Hart, he's funny, but he's
not as good as
I can
he
see
used
why
to be.
people think he's not funny. I can see.
Yeah,
that.
I could.
But the only thing my problem with the Kevin Hart thing is like people hating like, oh, he shouldn't have this. He don't deserve this.
Okay.
You can't tell a person what they don't deserve whether you don't think they funny or not.
Yeah.
Just because I think, oh, this nigga not funny, he's trash. Give it to this comedian right here, he deserves it.
Yeah.
Like, but there's millions of people that think Kevin Hart's funny.
True.
So he had to work hard just like every other comedian. It's not his fault he's famous.
Yeah.
And people like to do that when you get big. They like to take somebody that's just as good, that's not on a bigger plateau as them, and they like to compare them. Like, oh, well, he's not doing good, so why Kevin Hart shouldn't be doing good?
True.
This is like a bunch
you know what it is? I think I get a little emotional with Kevin Hart because like even though like he's not my favorite comedian, you know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like I owe it to him to have his back. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm not here for no Kevin Hart slander, son. Like don't get me wrong, the nigga he's not funny like he used to be. He's not. You know what I'm saying? But
you have an opinion though.
Yeah, you can.
I don't think he's funny.
You can.
But he's doing good. That's good.
I think
when
I was a little emotional about it. Yeah.
Is when you like he all right, you want to say he's not funny, cool, but to say, oh, he don't deserve what he got. He shouldn't have all these fans. Why are people watching it?
Yeah.
Like, if I don't find a nigga funny or I don't like the content, I don't watch him.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be hating on their shit and be like, oh, fuck you, you trash.
Yeah.
That's like some
They should have gave that shit to DC Young Fly.
That's some internet shit. Like, weirdo shit.
But yeah, man. Yeah, road to 50K. We out of here.
Yep.